What up, my man of society? It is your host with the most shadow. Look back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That is how you help my channel get into the algorithm. Highly appreciate if you go ahead and do that. It's absolutely free. Join the madness. Now, I got an email by an individual who said that he used to be subscribed to my channel, but he is no longer subscribed to my channel. And then he gave the reasons for it, right? I'll reply back to his message, right? Because he was being respectful. But he has said that he unsubbed because he sees that me and other channels because of how we go in on Dubs and Gunner, and how he said that he was seeing one of my lives the other day, and he has said that he's seen people on there making fun of talking shit about Dubs and Gunner, and he said that he also seen them on lives of individuals who are no good, and over there and chatting with them all good, right? So he calls them hypocrites. But see, the thing is that these individuals are not from the streets, so they don't have to follow the street rules, right? They're not street individuals. Now, they target these individuals like Dubs and Gunner, not because of their actual street status and because they are no good or they rolled it up, right? But because these individuals choose to come on here, insult other people for being snitches and for being no goods and for being on bad yards. And they try to act like they're tough guys, and they're always here glorifying and, talking about how they'll beat up these people, or these people wouldn't be able to do the things that they have done. And these people have done all this and that, right? So, talking tough, but talking shit about other people, right? So people are being like, how are you gonna talk tough when you rolled it up? How are you gonna talk and say all this and that and acting like you all that when you couldn't even hang? That's why they choose to highlight that on these individuals, because these individuals are choosing to floss and brag and talk tough, right? That is why. And these individuals like to play the victim role, right, where they say that they're being targeted just because they're grown ups now and decided to get a job, take care of their family, and do the right thing. So it allows now people to sympathize. Like, that is true. These people bettering their lives, and if anybody else would have been in that predicament, they would have done the same thing. These people are just doing what's right, so it allows people now to sympathize with them. But that is not the reason why they are being targeted, or people choose to highlight these things on these individuals. What the street cred is has absolutely nothing to do with it. These people don't like these individuals because of their character, because of the things that they have done. Because they insult other people, they insult their families, they insult their wives. They say racial comments. They, you know, like I said, talk shit about other people for being in bad yards or for snitching and stuff like that, right? So these individuals, all they do is talk shit, right? So that's why the people, come and highlight these people's behaviors, you know. But since they don't want to say that they're being targeted because they have a bad character, they choose to want us, play that sympathy card and say that they're just, trying to, take care of their families and this and that, right? They say, oh, other people are no good, but yet they watch them, but yet we get all the hate. Like, people don't hate you guys because your status in the gangster world. They hate on you guys. Well, not even hate on you, but they target you guys because of the things you guys do, because of the shit you guys talk and the insults you throw everywhere, you know? Because you critique others, right? But then when it's done to you, all of a sudden it becomes a big deal. That is what the people have a problem with these individuals. These people always keep bringing up their gangster status, their the gangster element to it, when no one's talking about the streets or the gangster life. These people are highlighting your guys' character, the things you guys do, the shit that you guys display, the bad behaviors. Nothing to do with the street credibility or the reps or nothing like that. You get what I'm saying? It's because these people treat others like shit, and they think that they're the shit. You want to make fun of other people for being in backyards, or they can't talk, man. They were on a level 2. They can't talk. They were on a level 1, man. That guy's a PC, or man, that guy told. Like, what? Acting like if you guys don't have that on your jackets, acting like if you guys never went on a bad yard. That's what I'm saying. You know, these guys, the way they present themselves and the things that they throw out there, right? It's why people have, you know, a bad taste for these individuals, and why they chose to highlight that. People are not talking shit, and neither have I came in this, like, try to put them down, or call them out of their names or anything of that nature. I merely just come and spoke on the facts, and that's it, and highlight, their character, and when they're telling lies. But that has absolutely nothing to do with hating on these individuals or anything like that. They're good at playing the victim. That's why people, there's a lot of people that sympathize with them. But just pay attention to what people are really saying. You know, they're just pointing out these people's hypocrisy and the shit that they have done, insulting other people's, loved ones and whatnot. The way these guys behave, You know what I mean? It has nothing to do with them trying to do the right. They only do the right thing when now they're feeling the heat. You know. But before that, they're talking shit about other people and this and that. And then when they feel the heat, all of a sudden they're family men who are just trying to take care of their kids, who are just doing the right thing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, now that you feel the pressure, now you're gonna use that. You're just a family guy, right? But before all of that, you're talking all this shit and acting all like you gangster. You know what I mean? And why they don't target other people is because other people are not trying to come off like these tough guys or these people that are still about the life of the streets or acting or bragging and highlight like these individuals. These individuals want to be idolized and praised as and be seen as real gangsters and tough guys that are really about the business. That's why any weakness they refuse to try to show it, right? That's why these people rolled it up. These people told. These people PC up. I have no fear. I never been scared of anything. You know, shit. I've been knocking out fools since forever. You guys wouldn't be able to hang in my shoes. You know, always giving that tough guy persona and always acting like they gangster. Anything beneath that is out of their standards and leagues. You know. And then when people call them out, all of a sudden it's like, man, I'm just a family guy who's just trying to put food on the table. Like, come on now. Can't talk all that shit and then you want to be acting like you innocent. You know? So it has nothing to do with the street life or anything like that when they be like, those people are no good. How come people only talk shit to us? Like, this has nothing to do with the street. These are the individuals that always bring up the street life and the politics to it. People saying that people politic on here and bring the streets into it. No, they're the ones that do it. You know, because no one's talking about politics and streets. They're the ones that always bring it up. And the only reason why these people are highlighting their paperwork and them telling and stuff like that is because these individuals are acting and saying that they never, have done this and that. So the people are pointing out the lies. It's not to try to clown on them or because these individuals think they're more gangster. Just calling out a spade, bro. Can't be mad at that. But overall, it's my thoughts. What are your thoughts? Leave it in the comments. Shadow. We out.